Hi guys, it's Sam here with Bargain Hunting Blonde, and today I am bringing to you 3 brands you should actually pay retail for. And I know that I'm saying that is crazy because I am all about the deals and ways to save money on buying luxury, such as buying, when they're on sale in Europe, etc. But there are certain brands that demand a premium on the pre-loved resale market, and I do not want to pay that, so I would rather pay retail. So I think I have only ever paid above retail once, and that was for a very specific Chanel bag, and I do not regret it, but I wish I hadn't had to. So without further ado, let's jump into the 3 brands. So number 1, I don't think this surprises anyone if you've ever looked at these prices on Fashion File, but that is for Hermes. So Hermes is one of those fashion houses that when I actually went in and started working with my sales associate and purchasing from the boutique, I was shocked at the prices. The prices are not readily available online, which is why I share them in my videos when I unbox things. And a lot of the pieces go for less than the resale market price. So for example, my picotins, they range in price. And for the 22, for example, the Tube 22 with the gold hardware, that cost me in store $3,000. I was literally just looking at Fashion File this morning, and that bag was $3,750. And I honestly, when you see that, you're like, oh, that's not that bad of a price for the Hermes bag. This is a very neutral colorway. I like the hardware, etc. But you're paying $750 over retail when you could go into the store and either get it then or build a relationship with a sales associate or ask to be put on a sort of wait list and get it for $750 less. Plus you're paying tax on both those prices, so if the bag's costing you more, you're paying more in tax. So Hermes is just one of those fashion houses where that is totally the truth. Another great example of that is buying a rodeo. So I think those little horses are so cute. I'm not totally a bag charm person, but I love them. I also love horses. Maybe that's why. So those little charms, they're expensive. A PM size retails for $5.95, but I have seen them, especially depending on the colorway, go for $1,000 on the resale market. And that's insane. And so when you see it less than $1,000, like, oh, this is a good deal, but it's really not because it's still over retail. So knowing retail is really important. And if you can, and you can build a Hermes relationship, do that. Or if you can shop on the Hermes website, they do restock. Mainly in the morning, sometimes in the afternoons, and I have seen rodeos on there. They go real quick, but you can get them. I've seen picotins on there in tons of different colors. Again, they go real quickly, but you can get them. So knowing your retail price, and if you can buy retail, that's totally and completely worth it. I have a list, so that's why I'm looking down. Number 2 is Chanel. So with Chanel, especially with unicorn pieces, they go so quickly. Chanel has said that they are no longer doing pre-orders or pre-sales or anything like that, which is definitely not true because I have currently an item that I have pre-ordered. So I would say that with Chanel, if you don't have a sales associate and you don't realize when you should pre-order, you're going to miss out on an item, which is why I paid over retail for an item because I thought I could get it when it actually came out, and that was not the truth because they had basically pre-sold everywhere. So knowing what's coming for Chanel is really important, and knowing retail prices also really important. This is especially true with those pieces that you see people already talking about before they come out. So one that comes to mind right away is the Chanel caramel bags, the 19, the mini rectangular, the classic flap. Those went so quickly, and when I do see them on the pre-loved market, for example on Fashion File, I saw the other day a mini flap in the caramel color, which retails now for $4,000, which is a whole nother story because I think that's a lot for that bag. It was at $9,000, guys, and it's not on the website anymore, which means someone bought it. Guys, that's crazy. I understand you might want a bag, but like paying double for it is not worth it. And so if you can jump on it retail, you should. Another great example, which I've been trying to hunt to no avail, is the dad sandal. I've seen those go for $2,000 to $3,000 when retail on them, depending on the material, is about $1,500. So if you can buy that retail, you should. It'll probably go up in value, not necessarily shoes, but like a unicorn piece will go up in value. So if you can pre-order it, do. I know they say they're not. It's a lie. I've been contacted by SAs in Neiman's, Saks, and actually at Chanel that they're doing pre-orders. So yeah, I don't know why they said that. It's not true. And I think another thing you should think about is that there is a limited stock on some of these pieces. And so, like I said, with my experience, if you don't pre-order, then you can't necessarily just go to the store and find it, which is unfortunate because Chanel, that used to be something you could do, and that is now just not really something you can do. Even though the prices have gotten insane, people are still definitely purchasing from the boutique in the Neiman's, in the Saks, stuff like that. And lastly, and this one's a little more niche, is Louis Vuitton. So as you notice with all three of these brands, they do not have sales, at least not on their handbags, and Hermes and Louis Vuitton do not have sales in general, unless you can find very specific Louis Vuitton, normally limited edition pieces that didn't sell well, that'll then end up on 24S. So I'll link 24S down below. That is a website owned by LVMH, and sometimes they do have very select pieces, such as the League of Legends, which I believe is the video game. That collab didn't sell well, so I've seen those pieces on 24S for a little less than retail. But in general, like for most limited edition pieces that I'm talking about, they would never end up on there because they sell like that. Think of like the Jungle collection with that On The Go and the Neverfull that like went really quickly, the last Jungle collection, not the new one coming up. And you just, when you find them pre-loved, they're very expensive. So more the limited edition pieces, and then the canvas pieces that are very in demand. So such as this little Nice BB, these pieces can be really hard to find, and when you do find them on the resale market, they're above retail. And I understand that it is sometimes tempting when you can't find an item to pay above retail, but the more we do that, the more it encourages them to list them above retail, and sometimes crazy above retail. So Louis Vuitton has started moving away from producing as much canvas and as much monogram canvas and into their leather goods. And so it can be really hard to find those pieces. And if you can find them in store, or you can find them restocked online, which is a great way to get them. I have found, at least on the West Coast, that they restock. For me, I see them more at night, which, you know, is a little unfortunate because you're like ordering things like 2, 3 a.m., but it's worth it if you're getting it at retail. So also think of like the Nano Speedy, which you like can't find anywhere, or the Nano Noe and stuff like that. I know the Nano Noe has become easier to find, but at one point, you know, they're going for almost double retail, and that's just crazy. So if you do see those items and you want them, you should buy them. If you have the funds, you should buy them, because you're not going to be able to find them on the pre-loved market, at least in somewhat new condition, for under retail. And even sometimes in really damaged condition, they will be over retail. So the 3 brands you should always consider if you're after something, trying to buy it in the boutique, is Chanel, Hermes, and Louis Vuitton. Again, Louis Vuitton is a little more of a caveat because there are some pieces that are not as popular, that are readily available in boutiques, and then when you go to sell it, you're not going to get that premium. But other bags you definitely will, and those are the 3 I recommend you buy retail, which is crazy. Do you guys have any brands below that you would recommend that you should buy retail versus buying pre-loved or on a sale or something like that? Please let me know. If you don't want to leave it in a comment, feel free to DM me. If you want to see more videos like this, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. If you want to see how I style my bags, please make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, my blog, all of which are linked down below. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.